Good morning, and thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. If it wasn't for him, this would not be possible. Low Nose Boxing. Hit the like button, share the video, leave a comment, subscribe. My voice is still, under construction. My voice is still recovering right now, so pardon me. I want to talk about Subriel Matias. Subriel Matias is going to be a part of that fantastic card on July 12th, along with Shakur Stevenson, along with David Morrell, along with Edgar Berlanga. And Subriel Matias is going to be taking on, I believe, the WBC Junior Welterweight Champion, Alberto Puello. And this is a do-or-die fight for Subriel Matias. Subriel Matias has been being built to be the next great Puerto Rican fighter, right? And Subriel Matias' name has been attached to guys like Teofimo Lopez for quite some time, as well as Richardson Hitchens. Subriel Matias was building up a reputation as being a highly avoided fighter, quote-unquote, the boogeyman of 140 pounds. Subriel Matias had an opportunity to fight Teofimo Lopez last year, and he turned it down to sign that contract with Eddie Hearn. And that contract turned out to be a flop because he fought in Puerto Rico, which was his opportunity to become a breakout star in the island, and he flopped. He basically crapped the bed and lost to Liam Powell, right? Subriel Matias is a fighter that I root for, but I got to keep it 100. I'm not a fanboy. And a lot of people were saying that Teofimo Lopez is ducking Subriel Matias. They say that Richardson Hitchens is ducking Subriel Matias. But at the end of the day, Subriel Matias has to prove that he's on that level. I give him credit because after that upset loss to Liam Powell, Subriel Matias bounced back with, I believe, 2 or 3 stoppage victories, and now he's in another title fight. He has to show that he is an elite top 5 140-pound fighter, and this is his opportunity to do that against Alberto Puello, a fighter, a world champion who is building up a pretty decent resume at 140 himself. Alberto Puello has a victory over Sandor Martin, which was close. He has a victory over Gary Antoine Russell. So he's been in there with pressure. He's been in there with power before, because Gary Antoine Russell is an aggressive fighter who throws hard shots, who knocks people out. But Subriel Matias is doing that as well from a right-handed stance. So it doesn't necessarily mean that just because he beat Gary Antoine Russell that he's going to do the same thing with Subriel Matias. But once again, it remains to be seen. Now, Subriel Matias has 2 losses on his record, and both of those losses were to fighters that were actually underdogs. So Subriel Matias got to show that he can actually beat a top guy at 140 pounds, which is something that he hasn't done. He's beaten decent competition, but he's never beaten one of the elites at 140. And if he beats Alberto Puello, I'm going to be the first to say that he definitely should get a unification bout with a Teofimo Lopez or a Richardson Hitchens. And if those guys don't fight Subriel Matias, if Subriel Matias defeats Alberto Puello, then it's going to look like a duck. So Subriel Matias, it's time for him to come out and prove that he is what his supporters say he is. Subriel Matias is kind of reminding me of the Puerto Rican version of Antonio Margarito, because Antonio Margarito, you already know how I carry it, I'm a historian. Antonio Margarito was building a reputation as a highly avoided fighter. Floyd Mayweather avoided him. And then eventually Margarito went on to lose to Paul Williams, sort of like Subriel lost to Liam Powell. And just like Subriel Matias, just like Margarito did by bouncing back with a couple of good wins, Subriel Matias did as well. And Antonio Margarito went on to face a world champion who was Kermit Cintron, who he stopped, and that's how he earned that shot with Miguel Cotto. Well, this is Subriel Matias' opportunity to actually earn a shot against a Teofimo Lopez or a Richardson Hitchens. Is he going to take advantage of that opportunity and win that fight? I mean, if you ask me, I got to lean slightly towards Puello because he is the slicker boxer, and we've already seen that there is a blueprint on how to beat Subriel Matias. But I'm going to root for Subriel Matias because he's Puerto Rican, and I really want to see Subriel Matias in there with a Teofimo or a Richardson Hitchens. I believe Subriel Matias make for a more fan-friendly fight, and it will be a bigger fight because the Puerto Ricans are going to show out for Subriel Matias. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on July 12th. With that being said, hit the like button, share the video, leave a comment, subscribe. Low Nose Boxing, plus Low Nose Boxing.